So the title of the lesson this week is Dots, Stability, and Reactions. So we're moving toward understanding why chemical reactions happen and predicting them. And so this is the review section, and the things that you must know right now are that some atoms pull on outie electrons harder than others. So you have to know about energy levels. You have to know what an outie electron is, and some atoms pull on their outie electrons harder. And those outie electrons tend to be closer, meaning an atom doesn't have as many energy levels, and those atoms tend to have more protons, so more pulling force, more positive pulling force on the negative electrons. And then there's some atoms that are bigger, so they have more energy levels. The outie electrons are further away, and if they don't have many protons in the nucleus, then they don't pull on their outie electrons very hard. Okay, so if you don't know that stuff, you've got to go back now and learn that. Okay, those right now, those are the two things that matter the most, because that's how we have derived a basis for dividing the whole world of chemistry, right? Which is oversimplifying things, but we've said there are two kinds of atoms. There are WIMPs and there are bullies. And over on the left-hand side of the periodic table are the WIMPs, and they tend to be bigger, tend to not have as many protons as the bullies, and they don't pull on their outie electrons as hard, and they will lose them. In chemical reactions, WIMPs lose their outie electrons every time. And you might say, well, can't they gain them sometimes? But it's no. Think about it. They can't gain more because they can't even hold on to their own. It's the way they're designed. They're not designed to pull hard on their outie electrons, so they sure as heck are never going to gain more. And it's the opposite with the bullies. They will, in chemical reactions, always take away electrons. And you can say, well, what about sharing? And that's a more complicated level that we might get to, and we might not. Okay, so what else do we need to think about? Understanding this. So by the end of this week, you should be able to look at an atom and say, this is going to lose electrons or this is going to gain electrons. And that's how we predict chemical reactions. That's how we make sense of the world. We're going to look at one chemical reaction this week, and that will be more of our focus next week. Okay, so what I think that's most of the stuff that I wanted to say. I wanted to get through the review pretty quickly and then move on to what will be our focus. I'm sort of stalling here to just make sure I get everything. Okay, hopefully I did. See you in a bit.